123-96, the Sacramento Kings win another one, this time in LA. Light the beam, even though it is pouring right now in Sacramento. As a matter of fact, this is a great chance to just make up something corny like the Kings made it rain in LA. Oh my God, look at that. Obviously, I still have a sour taste in my mouth. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. As you can see, I'm wearing Team USA jersey, man. I'm still heartbroken, and it's disappointing. I'm mentally broken in so many ways because the national team had a great chance today to take advantage, take the lead. They didn't. They had a lot of defensive breakdowns, and I just felt like they let go of an opportunity to advance to the quarterfinals against Argentina, and then beat them, and then who knows after that semis. But you gotta give them props for making it out of the group stage into the top 16. And 4 years from now, when we host the World Cup here, Mexico and Canada, it'll be a different squad. It'll be more experienced, more physical, a better squad for sure. So shout out to them. And I wish them nothing but the best moving forward. The Sacramento Kings again win 123-96 tonight. It was just a blowout right from the get-go. They understood that there was no Kawhi Leonard tonight, that there was no Paul George, no Powell, right? I'm not even going to say Luka Narks. I think he's relevant to this whole thing because he doesn't even play big minutes like that, even when he does play, because that team is so deep. So I don't want to be like, Luka Narks didn't play. I was like, come on. They don't need that guy. Powell, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard, obviously, three fundamental pieces, probably the three biggest pieces to that team. And they were missing today. But you see, this is one of those games where this is a trap game for the Kings because they underestimate you. But tonight, it just shows how real they are because Mike Brown had them ready, had them prepared to play this game. And that's extremely, extremely important. On so many levels. You got to beat the teams that are below you. You got to beat the teams and not play to their level, which the Kings have done for 16 years in a row, right? These are the games where the Kings lose. They lay a fat egg in the early game because the Kings are trash in early games in the last 16 years. And today was a little bit different. Today they got another challenge. A team that played last night against Golden State. They should have won the game, but they choked at the end. And it's a Bulls team that's struggling. An early game, 3 p.m. game. Also, shout out to Medici Sacramento. Tomorrow, I will not go to the game because I will be assisting the watch party at Medici. It's going to be a great time across the Golden One Center. Let's light the beam tomorrow again against the Chicago Bulls. The first 75 people who are interested in having drinks will get a mixed Red Bull drink cocktail. It's going to be a hell of a time. Free. On Red Bull. So y'all make sure you guys tune in, come through, have a good time, and it's gonna be a great time tomorrow. Like it really is. So shout out to Medici Sacramento for sponsoring this episode of the live CK postgame show here on the Basketball Zone YouTube channel. Shout out to Team USA, man. I'm still heartbroken, but again, a very successful World Cup where they had a chance, and they just could not take advantage. But the Sacramento Kings took advantage in LA, and they made it rain, as I said earlier. So let's get to the box score. Sabonis, 24 points tonight. I don't know if he officially fouled out, but no, he didn't. So they didn't call that foul on him at the end. But he was in early foul trouble. He still dominated. 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Hell of a game from him, man. Plus 32. I was a leader in that department there. You felt his presence. He had 5 assists in the first quarter. Didn't have his last one until the fourth quarter. But he was in foul trouble, so he couldn't get that, double-double type of game. But, hey, all that matters is the fact that they won 123-96. It was just a complete rout. The Sacramento Kings are good, yo. I'm telling you right now. Like, they're going to be, at worst, top 8. At best, I still think they can finish in the top 6 and just make the playoffs outright. But it's going to be a battle all season long. Today, we saw the Dallas Mavericks, who are struggling, get a huge W at the Garden, at the Mecca Basketball. I watched the whole game. and it was obviously after the Team USA game. So it was a 9:30 start. They just went off in the third quarter. Tim Hardaway Jr. just went off. So that's a team that the Kings will be competing against, and a team that I think they're better than, if I'm being completely objective. Because besides Luka, all those guys are just wishy-washy. Like sometimes, like tonight, you're gonna get a huge game from a Tim Hardaway, but that's not every night. Like they're so dependent on that 3-point shot, which is all dependent on if Luka can break people down, which he will be able to for the rest of his career for the most part, barring injury. But it's not a system to where I feel like the Kings, you can plug and play whoever you want, and it's going to be the same result in so many ways. Obviously, I'm not going to say if you put a Dellavedova, over a Malik Monk or De'Aaron Fox, you're going to get the same results. But the system is there, right? You're just rotating guys, and they're playing the same way. If you take Luka out of the game, they don't play the same way anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's a team that I believe that the Kings can, continue to be ahead in the standings for the remainder of the season if they take advantage of their pedigree in terms of a top 5 offensive team, which that's what the Kings are, and they're improving a lot defensively, especially in the last 7 games. So shout out to them for that. Harrison Barnes tonight, 26 minutes, plus 26, 10 points, 1 of 5 from the free throw line. He struggled in that department. He was solid. I mean, he had 4 buckets. Didn't need much from him tonight. Keegan Murray, he was the guy that needed this type of game, right? Plus 25 for the game, 23 points, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 3 of 8 from beyond the arc, and 8 of 15. He needed this game. He got this game. It's going to build that confidence that we saw early in the season. So I love what I saw there from him. And De'Aaron Fox, 14 points today, 5 of 12, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. They didn't need much of him as well, also, which is rare to say. Like, when have you been able to say your best player ain't got to be the best player? Like, that's crazy, right? So De'Aaron Fox, 14 points tonight in a blowout win. Kevin Huerter, same thing, 12 points, 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. Metu had another strong outing, man. 3 of 3, got the 15 minutes there, 10 points. But Okpala, defensively, you saw his plus 10 and his presence, the impact he made right off the bat. You saw his length, his versatility defensively, his toughness, and that's what I've been asking for since he got removed from the starting lineup. I was like, damn, okay, that's fine. Start Keegan. But he should at least be getting, 15 to 20 minutes a night. He got 18 tonight. I've been super consistent with that, and they finally put him back in, and he's been making his presence felt, which is what this team needs, is that defensive versatility. I know Lyles was back and ready to play. I hope that's the route he chooses, which is, Lyles being his backup now, and, playing Okpala those consistent minutes. And I still want Richaun Holmes to play, obviously, 7 minutes and they blow out. If you play him with a Lynn, I mean, you got 2 centers there. It's not going to look great. It's just at this point you would just put the entire bench out there, and, you kind of hope for the best. But, man, they need to find a way to play Richaun Holmes at least 15 minutes a night, because long-term, projecting this team long-term, he's the perfect backup center for this team. Like, he really is. And if you're going to have $12 million just on the bench, that's pretty ridiculous to me, because we've seen what he can do. And I'm going to say this every show. I know people, Metu. I love Metu. And I've been on the Metu bandwagon for a while. I said he was better than Bagley way before. Everybody laughed at me. I'm like, bro, he's better than Bagley. Small ball 5, that's fine. But that also means that you got to guard the 5. And I've been saying that every single show, right? I've been very consistent on that. I want Richaun Holmes to be there guarding the 5s as a backup, because at one point he was a top 10 shot blocker in the NBA. Call it what it is. He's a great weak side, rim protector, which is fine. That's better than 0 protection. So can they ever get that version of Richaun? Because at some point, I was telling Tyson, right? Both Tyson and I went to the game yesterday. Shout out to Deuce Mason for hooking it up with the tickets. We sat courtside. I was next to Alvin Gentry and the GM for the Stockton Kings. We were having this conversation there about Nemias, Queta, right? And I'll tell you guys about that later. But talking about, Richaun Holmes, and I was like, if he was on a different team, we would be thinking hey, we should go get Rashawn Holmes to be the backup. You know what I'm saying? And he's literally on your bench. We're looking at guys like Naz Reid. We're looking at guys like Nerlens Noel. All similar players that do the same thing that essentially fill the same function, and yet they have a guy that's done it, been there, done that before on the bench. That's what's crazy to me. I know you guys are in the comments right now. Make sure you guys like the video, man. Come on, man. Let's get the likes up right now. And I'll let you guys I'll let you guys join the conversation. We'll just want to say, Leo, you have to understand the US squad was there to get the young guys a World Cup experience, to make a bigger paper win the World Cup in the US. Obviously, I understand that part. But you still want to keep advancing because there were opportunities today, without question. They just lacked the discipline defensively. They had too many breakdowns. Like, they lost the game on the second goal. If they go into the half 1-0, it's a completely different game. And who knows? They probably would have won the game, if I'm being honest with you. But when you go down 2-0 and your heart's broken at that point, you're just heads down. Like, you cannot allow a goal at the 46th minute of the first half. Like, that is ridiculous. The U.S. are so good defensively, and you allow something like that to happen. It's heartbreaking, man. That was tough. Like, you lost the game right there. Sabonis. We acknowledge the fact that there was light the beam chance in the crypto. That's awesome. What's up, Josh? Hope you have a great evening. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hope you're having a great evening as well. Still a very young team. Yes, sir. Mike Brown, the real MVP, he had them ready to play, and that is respect. Keegan made a lot of good plays that didn't show up on the stat sheet too. I agree with that. Keegan's confidence is building. Yes, sir. Holmes always looks lost defensively. I mean, obviously, you come in when the game's already over, and you play him with Len, and you don't play him with the main guys. Like, he's going to look lost. His confidence is shattered. Again, yes, he looks lost. I'm agreeing with you. But you don't forget how to play basketball just like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's up to the coaching staff to rebuild that confidence and give him a longer leash and play him in significant, actual, and like meaningful minutes. Not when the game is over. Like, the intensity is different at that point. Whether we want to admit it, you have to work every second, that's bullshit. At the end of the day, if you're playing meaningful minutes where the game's on the line, you're going to play a little bit different. That's just the way it is. That's just the human mind as a whole. Like, I don't want people to put too much emphasis into, when he gets a chance at the end of games when the Kings blow out teams, he looks bad. I'm like, yeah, he looks bad. Duh. Like, that's, like, you're not telling me anything new, bro. Like, we need to play him. We need to play him early in games as the backup five. And you got to give him a real barometer, a real chance to actually showcase what he has. Can he get back to that level? I believe he can. I truly believe he can. But that takes rhythm, timing, and more importantly, trust from the coaching staff, which he doesn't have right now for whatever reason. I don't know. I love Metu. I'm not saying I don't. But he's a power forward. Steven says, America. Yes, sir. Once I see the push shots start falling for him, I know he's back. He's still lost out there for sure. How you going to get a push shot when he don't get no playing time? Oh, man, Josh, I'm heartbroken. But obviously the Kings win, so that makes me feel a tad better. Not a lot better, but a tad better. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a lot better, but, it's part of it. His energy is not like his old self, even coming off and having no minutes like that. Easy match you can have one. I mean, I just said that, honestly. Like, it's not the same when you're already a proven player, when you're a veteran in this league and you get paid, $12 million a year. Metu and KZ have never earned that type of a contract. They're still trying to get to Rashawn Holmes' level. And no disrespect to those two guys, but they're not at his level. Like, they're not. Guys who don't have that contract, who don't have that status in the league, they gonna play hard when games don't count. But that's what I'm saying. It goes back to the human mind and how it really works. If, like, you have to play a guy during the actual course of the game where the game is on the line. Not at the end of the game where, again, he's down on himself. So what do you do as a coaching staff? I know that this ain't the little league, and like you don't have to hold somebody's hand, but at the same time, like if you project this team and you ask yourself, what does this team need? They need what Rashawn Holmes provides in theory. They need what Rashawn Holmes provided 2 years ago, and he was at 14-9 and like almost 2 blocks a game, or was it 1.3? Point is, he was top 10. He was top 10 in rim protection. So that matters. We've never seen KZ, no disrespect, which I love, and Mete, who I love, ever, get to that point. Like ever get to that level. We've seen Rashawn be there already. Again, I don't think he forgot how to play basketball. I just believe his confidence is, I don't believe it is. It's shot right now. And as a coaching staff, as a head coach, you got to do a good job of putting them in the right position to succeed. You got $12 million sitting on your bench like that. Like that don't make no sense to me. I'm sorry. That makes no sense to me. Matthew has been doing good at his role. Hard to change it up and line up when we have a top 5 offense. But you don't have a top 5 defense. And I'm not saying Rashawn Holmes is the difference of you being a top 5 defense. But I do think when you go to the bench, and it's already statistically proven, the Kings struggle defensively. Like, it's not their starting 5, which is crazy because Sabonis has actually been solid against bigs. It's when your guards get beat, and then they put him in foul trouble because now he's contesting the guard, vertically, and he's not great at that either sometimes, and he just doesn't get the benefit of the calls. But that's just a reality where your guards are getting beat, and now Sabonis is rotating to those guards and getting those cheap fouls. The same story with Rashawn Holmes, why he was always in foul trouble. Right? They've improved dramatically. Like they've improved a lot, but it's still not good enough. And again, when you go to that bench, Mets gonna get killed by whoever it is. Like it's been happening all season long. And again, that's not his fault because he's playing that position. And he's thriving offensively because he's so much quicker and faster than most 5s. But defensively, he ain't got the muscle mass to really, box out. I mean, he can box out, but I feel like the entire Kings team is allergic to boxing out, which is how they lose to the Suns, where they allow 11 offensive rebounds. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, they got to do a better job collectively then, but they're not. So you need a guy like Rashawn Holmes that can clean up a lot of those things, which he did 2 years ago, and he was on. I'm with you. We should play Holmes. I'm still believing that he's our best rim protector on the team. Eventually, it'll come. Again, I'm disappointed early in the year, right? And I'll be honest. I was very disappointed with how he was playing defensively. Not even offensively, because offensively he's going to take time. But defensively, again, it's effort, right? He looked lost. He looked disengaged. But Sabonis and Harrison Barnes are playing like trash as well the first 4 games. So, obviously, you want to give those 2 guys a long leash. Like, I'm not dumb about this. But how did Rashawn Holmes not get a long leash either? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when you start questioning yourself. Like, okay, these guys are playing like trash along with Rashawn. But these guys get a long leash and Rashawn didn't. That makes no sense to me. He's part of that, higher salary guy. He's part of that proven commodity type of player. Yet he didn't get that quote unquote second chance to prove himself like HB did. And obviously you need HB. Duh. But you also need Rashawn Holmes off your bench. So that's where I get frustrated because he never got that second opportunity. In reality, like, once he stopped getting those backup minutes, he got pulled, like, completely, just like KZ did. And now KZ got inserted back because Lyles got hurt, and then he realized, like, oh, man, like, maybe I was making the mistake of playing Lyles over KZ, and I hope it stays that way. And again, I like Lyles. Like Lyles. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of him, but, like, he's been good this year for the Kings. He hasn't been terrible, He is what he is. He's a third backup, right, type of player. He can come in, make some shots sometimes, and that's what it is. Like, I don't want to depend on him to be getting those 15 minutes a night off your bench. Like, I don't think he's that. That's just me, though. But you can't have liability if you already got a flow to the offense. What's the point of plugging someone else and when it's already working? And Metsu's been what you need from him. Metsu is what you need offensively, yes. He hasn't been what you need defensively. The pro for Metsu as a backup, it keeps the system flowing. But we're acting like Richaun Holmes isn't a lob threat. Like, we're acting like he's not an athletic center that's made a career off of this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, again, and I'm not calling y'all prisoners of the moment, but I mean, in a way I am, because we've seen Richaun do the exact same thing. Literally his entire career. Like, that's what he's been, a role threat. If you play with somebody in the pick and roll, he can actually produce. And which is the reason why the Raptors, the Mavericks, the Hornets, right? LaMelo Ball, Luka Doncic, why those teams wanted Richaun Holmes, because he is a lob threat. He's a great pick and roll partner. Tyrese loved him. You know what I'm saying? Like, Malik Monk is already proven, as I broke down the video yesterday or the day before, he's one of the better passers in the league along with De'Aaron Fox. Those two guards have already proven that they can be those really good playmakers for you. So give him a real lob threat. Again, Metsu has been spectacular offensively in his limited role as the backup as a small ball five. But we're acting like Richaun can't, function the exact same way if his confidence was high. Come on, man. Like, let's not forget who that man was. It's crazy. He's not 30. Like, he's not 32. Like, the man is young. Great win. Go Kings. Starting to remind me of the Kings early 2000s. At least I'm thinking we can win now. When we're up 25 with 4 fouls on Domantas, Holmes needs to be out there, period. I agree, but we have been getting better and better under this coaching staff. So how much his defense has improved the first 10 games to the last 10 games? Yeah, it's been getting better. Philly allowed 19 offensive rebounds yesterday. That's crazy. That's insane. Probably a top 15, 17 defense now. But HP can get to the foul line when he wants. As long as the player we traded for Halliburton, there's a difference between them. I mean, I literally said that, bro. Like, I legitimately said that already. Obviously, I understand what the hell I'm saying. Like, come on, right? I legit said that. But at the same time, if you want to trade Holmes, you're going to get the lowest value you've ever gotten because his value is so shot. So what can you get from him? Probably nothing right now. Bring on the Bulls, control the tempo, and get a W mañana. Yes, sir. Come on, man. Make sure you guys like the video. Hit the like button or dislike button. Come on. Oh, man. I don't know what's wrong with this guy, bro. His name is Below WC16. The man doesn't have a thumbnail to his face. So first of all, that's a bit weird. Second of all, he's always, like, you're always talking, bro. Like, why won't you just call in right now, man up a little bit, and let's have a conversation? Here you go. Join the conversation, brother. No hard feelings. I mean, you talk this big game, but yet again, you're just a guy behind the keyboard that talks a lot of shit. That's all you are. You're a little guy, as you said in your video, who thinks you can guard me, who I guess you had your glory years back in high school. Like, bro, nobody cares about that, man. That doesn't make you, you swear you're like some kind of a prophet or something. Oh, I predicted this, this, and this, and this. I'm like, bro, nobody cares. Call in, man up, and stop talking shit. That's simple. And let's have a real basketball conversation like two adults can. Like, it's not that difficult. Like, you don't have to try and minimize me when you get a chance behind a keyboard. Like, that's being a fraud, brother. Like, no one on this chat respects you for that. Like, if you're going to talk shit, join the conversation and actually man up about it. Come on, man. Coward, bro. He's a coward. Passed up on Grand Apron, Sports on 40. I'm here and listen to Leo. Appreciate you, phone. Appreciate you, brother. How soon will the Bulls trade Vooch? That's interesting because the Chicago Bulls are in a weird situation to where, actually, I was talking to Tyson yesterday about this. I was like, man, and obviously he's like the biggest DeRozan fan, but would y'all trade HB and whatever else makes up? What's he getting paid? $27 million. So yeah, so HB, Rashawn, and a pick would get you to DeMar DeRozan. Now that would be an interesting dynamic. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like that'll be super interesting. I want to see what you guys think about that, because to me, I would pull the trigger on the fact that you get a guy that's elite at attacking the rim. He gets to the free throw line. He don't take the threes. But yet again, the idea of having a DeMar DeRozan, a legit scorer, where he doesn't always have to put his team on his back the way he is now with the Bulls, because you got guys like Sabonis and Fox. Would you like that? Like, it's fascinating to me when you truly think about it. Like, I would love that, because he only has 2 years left anyway. Like, you don't lose. I don't think you lose at all. Like, if it doesn't work out, after next year, he's a free agent. He's up there in age, but the guy's still a hooper. So what would it take? I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know. It's interesting for sure, though. Like how this team has bought into their individual roles in the past years. We lose these afternoon games because we don't bring the energy. And exactly what I said earlier, bro. Like, that's a fact, and that's how you know this team has grown. Because they didn't underestimate this team who didn't have their 3 best players, right? He's the missing piece. My only thing about DeRozan is that he can't shoot. But, I mean, he can't shoot the 3. He's top 5 in the mid-range. Like, literally, I'm trying to think of guys that are better than him. And Fox is one of those guys too, but KD, Chris Paul, Devin, Spida, DeRozan's up there, bro. I mean, this guy was an MVP candidate last year. Like, I think you're undervaluing how good DeRozan is. You know what I'm talking? Like, DeRozan is really good. And again, I wasn't a huge fan of his when he was in Toronto. He was growing on me in San Antonio because he took on a different role over there, right? Playing a lot of stretch 4 and just becoming a more of a versatile player and developing other skills in this game, which we're seeing now, and we saw it last year with the Bulls, how he became an MVP candidate. But this year, that team is just a mess, right? Like, he got injuries, but I don't know. Like, they don't play any defense. Levine isn't what he was. Levine's banged up. Like, I feel like his knees are giving up on him, and he's a spectacular player. But, Caruso's always in and out of the lineup. Lonzo can't stay healthy. Obviously, Vooch is like, they're using him a lot just to spot up and just, be like a stretch 5 when he's a really good post player and can get you buckets. But I feel like they're misusing him there as well, and are they going to blow the team up? There's speculation there. I don't know, man. It's interesting for sure what's going to happen with that team. And that was a team that I said out of those top 9, right, because we called the Eastern Conference a bloodbath. That was the one team where I was like, they're not going to make the playoffs this year. Like, they're not going to make it. I'm sorry. Because the Hawks got better. The Raptors were going to get better, right? The Cavs are going to get better. So that was the one team where I was kind of iffy on, and, Bulls fans kill me for it. But I said, man, I don't know. Like, if everybody is healthy in the East, like, I don't think y'all one of the top 8 teams, period. Like, y'all a top 9 team, but looking on the outside looking in. And now they're starting to see it. Like, damn, like, yeah, I was right. Like, I was spot on that one. DeRozan is not worth it. Can't shoot the 3 is what I mean. It's fun to watch this team again. Again, Leo, there's a lot of passion. Light the beam chance in LA. Yes, sir. That's David. Light the beam. He won't disappear like HB and Keegan, the missed part of he's a missing part of the championship. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, we love HB, but there's too many times where HB disappears, right? With DeRozan, you know what you're going to get every single night, and that's the difference between him and HB, which that's my whole point of why you make this trade. I don't think you lose at all. Like, I really don't. Whether or not he can shoot the three, like, you're getting a guy that's literally Mr. Consistent. Like, when Fox is not on, you can rely on DeRozan to win you a game. Like, legitimately win you a game. That's why I would make that move. Because you're putting your chips in, you're saying, I'm all in, y'all. Right? We're all in. That, I'm telling you, man, that is a solidification of a top 6 team in the Western Conference if you get DeRozan. Like, that would be phenomenal. I would love that. I'd give up that pick, bro. Like, I really would. I didn't like HB on the team to start, but he's a real valuable vet. Every team in the NBA would like someone like HB. Absolutely. But you can't get a DeRozan without giving up HB. Like, you're not going to give up Monk or Herter. So, the only guy you can give up to even match those type of numbers is an HB. Benji says top 4 DeRozan. It's getting me excited just thinking about that. I'm like, damn, like, fantasizing with DeRozan, Fox, Sabonis, Keegan, Monk, Herter. That's a scary team, yo. Like, that's a scary team, bro. That is a scary team. Fox is not on. Guess what? One of those two guys will be, especially in the playoffs where the game gets tight. Like, where the mid-range is worth a lot in the playoffs. Like, one of those two dudes is going to go off. Like, to have two of those guys that are elite in the mid-range, bro, you got shooting. Like, you got Keegan. You got Monk and Herter. And even, to some degree, Fox. Like, oh, man. That would be fascinating, bro. That would be crazy. I would like to see DeRozan light the beam as soon as he gets off the plane. Vivek gave a speech about how he became this country. What? Hit the like button, guys. Come on, y'all. Hit that like button. All right, let's look at some of the highlights today. Oh shit! Not Amazon, stupid. YouTube. Let's go. Oh, the U.S. highlights, bro. Actually, he actually spoke. Let's listen to what he had to say.
It was good to see defensively. I thought our guys did a heck of a job. I tell Fox that our defense, especially at the beginning of the game, starts with him. He's ahead of the snake, and I thought he was fabulous tonight to start the game off especially. He set the tone for what we needed to do defensively, and that was fantastic to see. In the last few games, we've gotten a little better on that end of the floor, and so to continue to see our growth defensively is fun. We did some things technically on the backside for long stretches of time that we haven't done, all year. So again, continuing to stick by our staples and principles throughout the course of 48 minutes. Or at least closer to 48 minutes. Man, it's really, 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 really exciting. On the road, you got to win the possession game. I thought our guys did a great job of taking care of the ball as well as sharing it with one another with 31 assists. Just 9 turnovers. It was just a good road win for us. A lot of guys played well for us on both ends. I mean, Domantas. He's 10 for 11.
Appreciate you, BH.
6 assists. It just impactful.
Domas, bro. He's so impactful.
On both ends. And
facts.
You look at a guy like Mezzi. Mezzi plays 15 minutes and gets 8 rebounds, and he's 3 for 3. So in our center position, we're 13 for 14 from the field with a bunch of rebounds and assists, and it was a lot of fun to watch tonight.
Mike, in addition to being 10 of 11 today, Domas is 8 of 14 from three-point range over the last 10 games, I believe. What does that do for you guys offensively?
I mean, it just gives us another dimension because, there are a lot of big centers out there that have to play because Domas is just so physical. So they have to play extended minutes against him. And in certain situations, he knows how to pop or when to pop, and he knows how to space the floor. And if you're going to stay down the floor and give him that look, he's going to bury it. I mean,
right.
Doug Christie's been working with him all summer and into the year, and Domas has been making that shot time and time again, shooting it at a high level.
Lethal Shooter was working with him too.
Individual workouts.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not surprising to me because he's a confident shooter and he's a really good shooter, and
his mechanics are solid.
That's what I like more than anything
it's just
else.
more of a confidence thing.
It's just going to open up
with Sabonis. Like if that starts,
not only for us,
like if
but
that
for
shot
him
falls,
as well,
oh my
because
God.
Now they have to figure out how to close to him, and when they close to him, you know how he handles the ball, how he passes the ball, and how strong he is when he gets a full head of steam going downhill versus a big closing out to him.
Mike, when you talk about doing things differently,
Facts, bro. Like if Sabonis hits that shot, it's gonna be crazy.
in terms of their execution.
No, just in terms of their growth and execution, we're getting better because we were beginning of the year we weren't really doing it, and then we started doing it a little bit and doing it part of the game, and I mean it'd be interesting going back and watching the film, but we probably did it the whole game. Our execution on the backside, what defensively was really, really, really good. I call it weak side awareness, and there's a lot of things that entails. So, man, just a good team win for us, especially from the defense end of the floor.
Mike, I know that you said when you took the job that you were here to win.
Yeah.
What were your expectations of what the progress would look like for 20 games? How's that match?
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't have anything set like we had to do this or that after 20 games or 10 games or 50 games. I just knew that I wasn't going to take a job and ease into trying to build the team. We were going to build a team with what we had and try to build it right and win right now. And we still have a long way to go. But I tell you, Mark, first of all, my staff has worked their asses off. The staff has been fantastic from top to bottom, and I probably need to compliment them more, but they carry my behind more than what people know. And now you couple that with how hard this group of players has been working and how connected and together they've been starting in the summertime. Sky's the limit for it because of the people in that locker room, including the coaches.
How about two things? The one, Keegan's game. How nice was that to see? And then secondly, to hear a pretty loud.
Keegan had a great game today, man. I was talking about that.
Los Angeles, what was that like?
It's funny. I didn't know what they were yelling, and I had gotten a text from somebody, and somebody said there were a lot of Kings fans there. And so I asked my coaches, I'm like, were there a lot of Kings fans there? And they were like, you didn't hear them? They were yelling. And Jordy goes, yeah, they were yelling in his broken English. They were yelling, "Let's beam" or "Let's go beam," and then all the coaches were like, "No, Jordy, they were yelling, light the beam." And Jordy goes, "Oh well, with my broken English, I thought they were saying, let's go beam," and so I said they were saying, light the beam, and I said, oh, they're saying, and then Doug Christie goes, well, Vivek and Martina are going to have to get a stronger beam because it was a 1 o'clock game and it's still daylight. And I'm
That's
sure
funny.
if they light the beam now, not many people can see it. So we got to get a stronger beam. Martina, V, starts with you two. JR, you're in the mix too. And figure out how the beam can be seen with the 1 o'clock game today and, any other future games that we win during the day.
And thank you. And how about Keegan? Just seeing him shoot the ball with confidence like that.
No, it's great, and all his teammates are pulling for him, and
Right.
as much as we can, we want to continue to give him.
Coach
minutes
is
so that
great,
he can,
man. He's so funny.
Get a rhythm, and as a young guy, he's going to play well, and he's going to play not so well, and I'm going to keep coaching him. I told him this. I told you guys that, and so it's great because he is a confident young man, and he wants to do so well that sometimes he puts too much pressure on him, and and others do too. But he could shoot, he could play. He's getting better every time he steps on the floor, and so to see him let loose and hit a couple of threes like that and attack the rim and finish and get fouled was really, really good for his confidence.
Love it. Love it. That was some great stuff there from Coach. Light the beam, bro. Like, even in the daylight. Right now it's pouring. So I think you can see the beam, honestly, because it's dark enough, right? I mean, it's already 4 o'clock. But by the time, so if the game starts at 1, which the game starts at 3 tomorrow, by the time the game is over, 5:15, you're going to light the beam. It's going to show. Like, it's dark already by like this time. It's 4:11 or 4:12 right now, and it's pretty dark as I look outside the window here, but it's pouring outside. Like, it's rainy. It's rainy. Devin says light the beam. Yes, sir. Keegan, over the years, with the right coaching staff around him, watch out. It won't be a while till we start seeing posters from Keegan. Light the beam. Light the beam at the parade this year. We'll probably have a parade if they make the playoffs. Like if they get a top 6, they for sure gonna have. I don't know. I don't know if they have a parade. And obviously, I'm being facetious about it, but they're gonna do something. I just don't know what though. Like, if they make the playoffs, like, it's gonna be wild. Like, the atmosphere, as you guys can see, all the home games that I've been to this year. Man, like, it's been so loud. It's been so electric. And tomorrow it'll be electric. But again, tomorrow, Medici, Sacramento, right across the Golden One Center. The first 75 people to show up. I mean, obviously, you got to be over 21 to get this voucher. But it's one per person. You're gonna get a mixed drink. That's a Red Bull mixed drink. So there's different flavors and stuff like that. But the first 75 people will get a little ticket, and you get to get a free drink on the house. So that's a great deal. There's 2 big TVs inside Medici, Sacramento, and it's the best pizza in town without question. So you can, if you don't have tickets to the game tomorrow, you can watch the game with us at Medici, or come right after the game, or pregame it right before the game. It's gonna be a good time on Sunday. Again, I hate working on Sundays, but this is already pre-planned for a while now. How we coordinated with Red Bull to get this done. So to me, Sundays is God day and this family day. But we'll make the exception for tomorrow. I'll be there at Medici, Sacramento. Just watching the game with you guys, just chilling and just watching it in a very fan way. Just like yesterday, both Tyson and I were at the Stockton Kings game. That was super fun. I was next to Alvin Gentry. I'll tell you guys a story. And I was asking about Nemes because obviously I understand that this team needs a rim protector. And watching Wiseman go up against Neiman, it was super interesting. If I'm being honest, I was not impressed with Wiseman. I know at the end of the game he had a few dunks, but he wasn't even that impactful. Like, his backup, number 50, who I don't even know his name. That dude was a beast. I mean, he was rolling hard. He was setting hard screens. Like, he was killing the Kings, the Stockton Kings yesterday. The backup, not Wiseman. Like, Nemias held his own against Wiseman. Like, and then Nemi had a strong game a few games ago where he just put up some insane stats against Wiseman. I think they face off today in Santa Cruz, if I'm not mistaken. I think they do. I'm not entirely sure. But I just wasn't impressed with Wiseman. But to your point about Nemi, like, the way he runs, and I was sitting right next to Alvin Gentry, right, courtside, and I was like, hey, coach, is it me, or does he run funny? Like when he's running, like, it's almost like he's like on jelly. Like if he's on like a jumping house and you're like going like this, like his feet are weirdly just going like this. And I'm thinking to myself, either he's overweight or he's just genetically like that. And I don't know if that's something that you look long term and that doesn't bring up injuries. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but definitely the way he runs is super awkward. Like, he's just like his feet are like going like in a roll, like in the sway movement. It's super weird. And obviously that has to affect the way you move laterally, right? What that means long term, I don't know, but I don't think it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like he just runs and it's almost like he's off balance. So plenty of times where his guards, his perimeter wings got beat off the balance, and he's put in a tough situation. Like their defense isn't that good. And he shows signs of being a good rim protector at times, but I think the biggest problem with him right now, and Alvin Gentry right next to me, he was like, roll, roll, roll. He sets the pick and he doesn't roll hard, so you don't command the defense to respect you and collapse on you because if you're a massive human being. He's right there with Wiseman, like they're huge. So if you're not rolling at this level, what makes me think you're gonna roll at the next level where you have to roll? If he can hit a high, pick and roll, set a high hammer screen up there, like he needs to do a better job of being self-cognizant of rolling super hard, rolling with a purpose to create guys to bunch in, so that way you can attack and kick out or drop it off to you. Because every time he did roll, it was successful, right? Like he'd either get a dunk or, they would collapse on him because he's pulling that gravity with you. And then, they're kicking out for a 3-point shot. So people were asking me, do you think he's ready? I don't think he's ready, if I'm being honest. Like, I still think he needs time to develop his body overall. So I know he put up big numbers, but right now, like, you still got a guy on your bench that's making $12 million, and Metu is playing exceptional. We heard Mike Brown right now talk about that. So, yeah, it's Nimi. To me, Nimi's not ready. I think he does have potential, though, in the future for sure. Is Medici the East Coast style? Been a big fan of the dough California. No, so Medici is Italian style pizza. Their ovens are imported from Italy, and their pizzas are baked in the ovens that are 900 degrees, like legit. Like the applewood comes from Italy, like the flour. It's literally everything's made there, bro. Like everything's so fresh. It's just like the flour is so thin. Like when you eat that pizza, you know how you eat Domino's or Little Caesars or pizza or any of like the big chains, and you feel like bloated and you feel gross. You don't feel like that when you eat this pizza because it's so it's so thin. It's so fine in terms of like high quality ingredients that you feel good. You feel so good, and you're like, damn, like this pizza is amazing. Like you're never gonna get cheated when you go to Sacramento. Like it's spectacular food. Like, oh my god, I love it so much. It's truly insane. It's truly insane how consistent they are. Deep dish is clearly the superior pizza. I mean, Captain Obvious here. Shout out to Captain Obvious, man. It's all preference, honestly. Like some people like the deep dish, some people like the thin pizza. More of like the middle of the pack type pizza. I do enjoy deep dish pizza, but that deep dish got to be authentic as well. So, if you're going to a big chain, that's not authentic. Like that's, I'm not saying it's not good, but the ingredients are false. Like they're using fake pepperoni. Like there's real pepperoni and fake pepperoni, and there is a difference when you taste it. UMD Sacramento, they're using real pepperoni. Like if you get a double pep, like you're getting legit pepperoni. Number 50 is Trevon Williams out of Purdue. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Despite the Kings playing very well this season, but as of late, Fox needs to try and get his rhythm back. All in all, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Light the beam, David Martinez. For real, yes. Detroit style amazing as well. Yeah, I mean, Detroit, New York has their own style. I've had the pizza in New York. I've been there 3 times. It's solid. Like there's a lot of places there. But my favorite is the Italian style pizza, like thin, like cooked at 900 degrees. It's different. I'm telling you, it's just a different type of pizza. So I highly recommend Medici Sacramento. across the Golden One Center. Tomorrow, again, the watch party begins at 2 p.m. First 75 people, one per person. They get a drink, a mixed cocktail. And my dogs are going crazy because probably Amazon is here, if I'm being honest. Detroit style come with a free mug. Free mugging? That's funny. Come on, man. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like button or just like button. Whatever it is. If you don't like what I'm saying, make sure you guys hit that. Again, Saturday today, December 3rd, 4:21 p.m. Let's break down the highlights right now. In theory, that was, a good look, but what the hell is his name? Zubox did a great job there of intercepting, and then Man did a great job of just attacking the rim. Man's nice, bro. Like, Man's a very good player. I love that kid. He plays so hard all the time. Like, nice little give and go there. Ooh, Keegan Murray, shit. And Sabonis, like, if this starts to, again, look at his mechanics. That's a good looking jumper. It comes down to confidence. Basketball is confidence, rhythm, and timing, man. Like, if that starts to fall, it's over for the NBA. Like, he's already so dominant as it is, but if that starts to fall, oh my gosh, that's insane. Like, we've been saying that about Fox, right? And we've seen Fox at his best with his jumper. Like, the Kings are good. Zubats. Nice. It's good defense, better offense, though. Like, let's play action here. Damn, like, if that shot starts to fall, like, that's crazy. That is confidence right there. Great bounce pass there by Kevin Huerter to Keegan Murray. Good stuff there. Once again, one-on-one defense. That's just a bigger man. He looks good. The other day, I think he had, 30? He had, 30 and 30. Like, that was crazy, right? Like, that's not bad defense, though. I mean, that's just better offense. Good pick there to give some space for Mr. Malik Monk. Metsu with the offensive rebound. Monk. This is where Monk just got fired. He's just like, damn, like, he is playing with so much confidence right now. It is ridiculous. Like, Malik Monk is just crazy. If you look at the video that I did 2 days ago where I break down where he ranks when he attacks the rim and his playmaking ability, it is crazy. My wife's saying that the car seat for the baby is out the door and it's pouring. Okay. He was in the groove. Southern Italian style is unbeaten. I love the way Sabonis started off this game. I love seeing him pick and pop, taking his open jumpers. Facts, bro. Like, that was solid. But wife's calling, man. We gonna have to end this one. Cut a little bit short. We've been out here for almost an hour. I gotta go get the car seat for my baby. He's getting big. He's healthy. He just turned 4 months 4 days ago, and for the first time, he held the bottle right before I went live. Like, he was holding his own bottle, and he's 4 months and 4 days. Like, bless God, man. This kid is big. He's healthy. Little chunkers. Like, I'm just so blessed. I'm just so happy, man. Like, he's such a good baby. We're so blessed. I'm gonna go get that outside. It's pouring right now. My dogs are barking like crazy because the UPS dropped it off. I don't know who was FedEx. I hate FedEx, by the way. But, that's neither here nor there. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Go and check out my Malik Monk video. It's 8 minutes long from 2 days ago. You guys will really enjoy it. I break down all the analytics on his game. He's been so impressive. He's definitely, for me, he's the leader for the Sixth Man of the Year award right now. 21 games in my opinion. He's killing it. Like, he had a rough few games early in the year, but he's never looked back. Like, he has been just a great passer, amongst the best passers right now, and he's coming off your bench. Like, that's big time. But I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Light the beam, Sacramento. I'll see you guys tomorrow at Medici, Sacramento. On behalf of the entire CK family, Basketball Zone family, I thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.